Welcome to Take Another Look with Gerda Felix and Melanie Taddeo Malo with a genuine conversation about what's missing from the human connection. Let's join Melanie and Gerda now.
Good day, everyone. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Take Another Look. I'm your co-host, Melanie Taddeo Malo, and I'm joined by my beautiful, exciting, and wonderful co-host,
Gerda Felix.
Yes, Gerda, how are you?
I am wonderful.
Thanks.
How are you, Melanie?
I'm okay. You know what? It's a little bit chilly out, but that's okay. It's to be expected in the wintertime.
I am glad I am inside.
Yes, definitely. Gerda, it's interesting. I think we've all been in this situation. Something new begins and something ends. People tell us, let the past go and move forward. Whether it's a death, a breakup of a relationship, a new job, or even the beginning of a new year. So I thought we could talk a little bit about the art of letting go.
Letting go. Isn't it easily said?
Yes.
It's easily said, but harder to do.
Oh my goodness, yes, because you know what? If it was so easy, everybody would be starting over every week.
Absolutely.
So I have a series of thoughts. I just thought, we could go through and just chat. So when I say letting go, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, the first thing is, for me, letting go is the ability to close a chapter, the ability to, first of all, take the time to understand what we have learned within that experience, to understand who we have become, to understand the other people who have played a role in that chapter, and then bless it and then let it go. For me, that's what it means. It means to not only close, but also to learn the lessons, bless the lessons, and then move on. That's what it means. What about you?
Well, yes, part of that is definitely accurate for me as well. Also, letting go, when I think about it, I think about letting something go that's holding us back or holding us down, a pain of a hurt, again, a breakup of a relationship, or perhaps a loss of a job that we keep going back to because we're still not over the incident. We haven't dealt with the emotions attached to it. And what I realize is with that pain, you never can move forward until you actually deal with the emotions. So letting go, yes, it's a new chapter, but also releasing the pain of a situation that's holding you back.
Yes, the ability to feel the feelings, the ability to learn from the lessons,
not always
the ability, the ability to bless the lessons that we've learned and then let go. And the reason that we have difficulty doing that, it's because we keep replaying over and over what it could have been.
Yes, could have, I should have, all those if was.
Yeah,
definitely. I think a good starting point, though, in any situation is really looking at the big picture. Who was I, the person that's going through this situation at that time, and who am I today? Because we grow and learn and change.
And yes, I understand the importance of that. However, I also feel if I were to only ask, or at least ask those questions, who am I and who have I become? I think those questions can, because they are basically questions at the mind level. And before we get to that part, we really need to release, to feel our feelings completely, and then move on to the mind level. Why do I say that? It's because if we simply go to the head level and not take time to feel our feelings, which is a very important step, then we are not going to be able to move forward, because the feelings will keep coming back.
That's so true, 100%. It's releasing that pain and that feeling. It could be another pain. It could be resentment. It could be abandonment. It could be so many, right? Those hurts. So definitely feeling and staying in that emotion until you not understand, but really feel it and understand perhaps why you feel that way.
You know, I, at one point in my life, and at several points in my life where I've gone through very big experiences, it has not been that easy for me to do until I realized certain things. I needed to take the time to do the steps, to move through the steps. There is a story that I like, and it's a story where, and it's in the Bible when they talk about, and Job's wife turned, she looked back, and then she became the pillar of salt. And that story had an impact on me, because always looking back means that we're not letting go.
Yeah.
And looking back indeed turns us into the pillar of salt, because then we are stuck in the past. We're not able to see anything before us, because we keep looking in the past. Oh my gosh, if this guy was a better boyfriend, oh, why couldn't he be this way? Or why couldn't she be this way? But that's not who she was. And that's not who he was. But we keep on asking questions about the what if, it could have been, it should have been, it would have been. We're making up stories in our mind that we keep replaying over and over again, which all of the stories, the only thing they do, they keep us stuck in the past, and therefore we cannot let go.
It's so true. I love how you said that. You also alluded to something that I think it's very important in letting go, is that he could have been, she could have been, putting blame on somebody else other than ourselves. Really not accepting our own responsibility in what has occurred. And that's normal. And again, this takes time. It's easier to blame somebody else, because then we don't have to take ownership of it. But in some cases, yes, it definitely is involving more than one person, and there is some accountability on both parts. But for us, in order to let go for ourselves, we need to start with us. Would you agree?
Absolutely. There's no other way. Because if I don't know who I am, who am I becoming, who is important, what is who and what is important to me, how am I going to move forward? If I don't know, for example, let's say I am a certain way. There are certain things for me to working with people. I know that for me, I need to have people who are committed, people who know what they want, and people who know who they are. Those points are very important to me. But if I start working with other people that don't have those characteristics, people who show up whenever they want to, who does things whenever they feel like it, if I don't know that about me, first of all, this is what I will do. I will continue to blame them. Okay? And by doing so, I'm not going to take responsibility about the fact that I can just move from those type of people. Because responsibility is something that is very important. And that's why it is important for us to know who we are first, so that we can take responsibility for everything that we do. If I, for example, if I go outside and I know it is cold and I can feel the cold, let's say I go outside without a coat and I'm complaining about, oh my gosh, it's so cold. Oh my gosh, it's so cold. Oh my, what does that do? Nothing. But if I feel the cold, then I can take the responsibility to say, well, I'm too cold. I'm going to get it myself a coat.
Yes.
Put the coat on and go back outside.
Stop complaining.
Exactly.
And let it go, move forward. Okay, so we've talked about, being in our emotions, taking responsibility, stop the blame game. It's important, don't you think, Gerda, to talk about what you're feeling and going through with somebody, whether it's just out loud to yourself, putting it on paper, or with a friend, a confidant?
This
To
is
make it
crucial.
real?
Yes, this is crucial. And the reason that it is, and if you find you have a good friend, like a family member, someone that you can trust, and you can talk to them about what you feel, it's very important, because in everything we do have blind spots.
Mm-hmm.
And having someone say, let's say you're putting yourself down, I'm not worth it, I should have been, I could have been, because it's not only, we don't only do that to others, we also do that to us.
So true.
And to have a friend, or to have someone in your family, a family member or a friend, say to you, this is who I know you to be. And then you come to realize, oh, that is true. It is important, because not only that person can mirror back to you who you are.
Yes.
And also brings you to a place where you can say, oh yeah, that I was definitely wrong. That I didn't see it that way. And that, yes, that is something for me to grow, to continue to, to work on. We can say that because we have that person. So yes, it is crucial.
But we also want to make sure that this person is going to be honest and not just, give us platitudes. Oh, no, it wasn't you, it was their fault. Because then that doesn't help us, right? That helps us put us back in that spot of blame. And so really, yes, talking about it is important, but sharing your thoughts and your feelings, not only to help us understand ourselves, but also with somebody that's willing to look at the whole picture and be honest.
Absolutely. And also that takes a knowing thyself first, because, everybody, different people speak differently.
Definitely.
I have my friends and my family, they know exactly how to speak to me. They know that I am the type of person who can take the truth, but the truth needs to be said in love.
Yes.
Calling me names is not going to work.
Yeah.
Screaming at me is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So my friends and my family members, they know that, and that's why they can speak to me and tell me the truth. And that's why you need to know who you are.
And this is also a very important, I'm going to say exercise may not be the right habit or thing of doing for family, for spouses, for siblings, to get into that practice of helping each other understand one another from a place of love. Because so quick is it for people to quickly say, oh, you do this, you do that, and it's harsh, it's hurtful, and it's really detrimental instead of moving forward. So not only could it be beneficial to us to help let go of things, but also to start to learn how to speak to one another in a caring, loving way.
Yeah. Yes. And, the practice, because to me, everything is a practice.
Mm-hmm.
The practice of letting go allows us to learn to observe things that are happening within experiences without any judgment.
Yes. So good.
And once we learn to do that, this is a practice, as I mentioned. Once we learn to observe, to notice, to pay attention to things, different things, without having any judgment about them and without any attachment to them,
yes,
then we are able to move forward and let go even faster.
Gerda, has there been a situation where you were unable to let go of something and it started to get in your way of moving forward in life that you're willing to share?
Remember when I said that I was the pillar of salt?
Yeah.
Well, I had a situation where I was the pillar of salt and it took me 14 years.
Mm-hmm. So
And I did not even know that. I did not even know that I was the pillar of salt for 14 years.
See, so it's important for us to understand that although we think we are over something, we've dealt with it, we've moved on, the other things will start to pop up. And really, you're like, what's going on? And
yeah.
Dealing with something. Okay, this is very
you know, for example, if you had a boyfriend or girlfriend, okay, I'll say that example because, it's about, having a connection,
mm-hmm.
being in a relationship, and we all have connections and have been in relationships. So let's say you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you have left this person and you no longer, this person is no longer your boyfriend or girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else that you meet after that, it's either to replay the relationship that you had with that person.
Mm-hmm.
It's either to make this person pay, but by being in a relationship with someone else,
mm-hmm.
you definitely have not moved on.
So true. Because that person that you've broken up with probably doesn't care if you're in another relationship. And the person, it's not fair to the person that you're in the current relationship with either.
Yep. Yes. If whatever relationship you are in the present moment, it's because you are replaying whatever scenario in your head about a previous relationship, you have not moved forward and you did not let go.
So true.
And I am saying this because, first of all, I've done that. And as I mentioned, I did not know that it took, when I realized that how long it took me, that's when I was, wow. And for me, I had a revelation that just hit me in the head.
Yeah.
And I was like, 14 years.
Wow.
14 years. And the reason that I know when I have observed other people, it's because of the way that I see them react in certain situations. Because sometimes the way it will show up is that you would have reacted some type of way that is not congruent to what is happening in the present moment.
Yes.
Then you have not let go.
It's so important because it holds you back. It's like a barrier that gets in your way and it's invisible because you don't know it's there. Right? And you're like, why am I not progressing? Why can't I find this? Or why can't I do this? I know with a lot of employment opportunities in the past, you work so hard in a job and then you're let go, whether it's downsizing or, something happens and you're let go, but you feel wrong. Do you think this is wrong? And, I remember in the years ago, after being let go for a job that I thought I was totally wronged and you're not truly understanding the full circumstances of the situation. I refused to even deal with that sort of company again. And I lost it on many opportunities. And until I was able to let go with the true understanding that, okay, perhaps it had nothing to do with me, but a funding cut or whatever, and really looking at it from a less selfish point of view. Because let's face it, as human beings, it's all about us, right?
Yeah. And what is the main emotion that you felt when that happened?
I was embarrassed and I was hurt. How could they let me go? Because here I was working my butt off for them, blah, blah, blah. All the little stories that I told my head. And the reality is it was nothing to do with me as a person. It was the rule. There was no funding. Done.
And, and here's the thing. most of the time, most of the times, whenever we are let go of in whatever circumstance or ways, the first way we communicate that to ourselves
Mhm.
is that we believe that we are not good enough.
Yes, this is so true. The poor me, oh, I'm not worthy, obviously, I'm not, why would I bother trying to get another job? It's just
Mhm.
gonna happen again.
Mhm.
We'd all be very, very poor, as well as down on ourselves if we always had that mentality, but letting go is so important.
Mhm. Mhm. And also to understand that what people don't do things to you.
Mhm.
People, and I will repeat this again, people don't do things to you. They do things for themselves.
Mhm.
And once we understand this, we are able to detach ourselves from certain situations. Well, from all of them, actually, really. Because once you understand that the way this person is reacting, it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the way that person is. It has to do with, who that person is. It has to do with the way that person, sees things. It has nothing to do with me.
And that's exactly, and I think as human beings, we always want to have a sense of control, right? And if they're doing something because it benefits them or it's about them, we only have control over how we react to it. So if you still want to stay in control.
Yep. And you see, letting go is not only letting go of others, it is also letting go of the parts of us that are getting us stuck to where we are.
Mhm.
It is also letting go of perhaps some beliefs that we've learned when we were children, and those beliefs no longer suit us.
Mhm.
It is also letting go of, who we were
Yes.
and who we are no longer.
You got it. And this is a hard thing. I know for me, that letting go of the person I was before losing my eyesight, I wanted to be that person again. I was holding on so tightly because that's what I knew. That was a comfortable place. Life was good then, but I didn't have a choice. But I would never move forward until I addressed those emotions, the feelings, and of course I had blame. Oh, I did this wrong. I did that wrong. Oh, had to have been, God punishing me or whatever nonsense that was going through my mind at that time because I was trying to grasp with what was actually happening. But once I was able to accept and let go, oh my gosh, the opportunities and possibilities flowed through. Now it took a long time, Gerda. I'll tell you, it was not long, easy. It wasn't easy. It was not overnight. Many,
I,
many years.
I just hope it didn't take you 14 years.
No, not 14. But
Because, yeah, it's hard. I know it is.
yeah. And
But, why is it important to let go? Well, it's because, spending a lot of times, spending a lot of hours, a lot of minutes, a lot of years thinking of what could have been, what should have been, what, whatever that had not happened, it's a waste of time.
it is an energy. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if you put that energy into something to move forward?
And you imagine who we would be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what that is. The letting go. And that's why for me, I always say when I am part of my coaching is also to do for a forgiveness session. And I love that session for that reason, because in that session, we really look at all different angles from what people have done to you, how it made you feel, your decision to say, okay, today I am going to forgive. You have the opportunity to also see the point of view of someone else. And then you decide, I'm no longer going to continue to do this. I am no longer going to let whatever was affecting me affect me. And then you make that decision. And after all this, you become a brand new person.
Yes,
You,
the
you
weight is
feel so
lifted.
light. Yes, the
Yes.
weight, because that's one thing I hear all the time. After that session, it's always, oh my gosh, I feel so light.
Yes.
Yeah,
Of
because you
course,
were carrying a lot of baggage.
that's exactly it. It's a long journey with those little bags and suitcases and whatever on your back. But and most importantly, too, Gerda, as you do the forgiveness, is to be kind to yourself. Do it with love,
Mhm.
as you mentioned earlier, because this is not easy. It is a process, it's a journey, but with love, anything is possible. And being kind to ourselves and just taking that time.
And it's the most difficult.
So
And I think it is because this is really not most of us are, that's on the way we've been raised.
mm,
Although we were raised to be kind, be nice, to be nice to your friend, be a nice girl, be a nice boy. Yes.
mhm.
But in the same time, how many no's have we heard when we were growing up? So, it feels like it's unbalanced in a way, because in order to stop judging ourselves is really not to be too harsh, but it's also to simply observe. If I observe who I am in whatever experience that I am going through, without any judgment, I am able to see clearly, because judgment can also cloud my vision.
Yes. So true. So I guess we encourage everyone, if you have something in your life that you're holding on to for dear life, for whatever reason, look at the reason why and start to see if it's something you need to let go. Agreed, Gerda?
Yes, and everything that you do, let go of judgment.
So important because you know what? Life will be easier for everyone with less judgment for ourselves and for others.
Absolutely.
And you know what, Gerda? I find letting go is always a great way, as you mentioned, going tying it back to that new chapter. So my question to you is, what does Gerda have on the agenda of leaving the year behind, moving forward to a new year?
I love this question. I love it because at this moment, in this time of year that I am in right now, I am really taking time to let go. Let go of things that I believed or that I needed to accomplish and that I have not. Letting go of things that before were important and they no longer are important to me. And moving forward to what is important to me now and working towards the steps to make that happen. Because in order for me to let go, I have to come to a realization of what is important now. And that's what I'm practicing in these
Beautiful.
moments.
And I know once you have let go, you will move forward with great speed, progress, and creativity. And it's going to be amazing. And we'll be watching and listening to hear. And Gerda, I'm really excited to share. Can you believe our time's coming to an end for this episode?
Mhm.
Any final words?
Final words. Letting go is like shedding. And I say, keep shedding,
Yes,
because that way you will be traveling light.
that's beautiful. Thank
What
you.
about you, Melanie?
Oh, for me, it's amazing the process, the journey of letting go, of leaving the old behind and opening space for the new. And that blank canvas is always so tempting to create something beautiful. So just keep in mind, you don't need to carry the heavy load all by yourself. Turn to somebody, seek support if you need it, and just focus on you and take care of you. Gerda, we've got an email address, a website. We are set now. My goodness. Yeah, this has been a journey so far, hasn't it?
Exciting.
It is so exciting. So everybody, obviously take another look podcast.com is the website. Email contact@takeanotherlookpodcast.com. Or if you want to reach out to Gerda, what is it, Gerda?
What is it?
Gerda at takeanotherlookpodcast.com or Melanie at takeanotherlookpodcast.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts and comments and feedback on so far some episodes. Share your thoughts. If you have a topic you want us to talk about, share that too. And we are going to be starting something new coming very soon. And we're looking for people to invite to have a conversation with us, to really dive deep into those uncomfortable conversations, right, Gerda?
Yes, Melanie. And one thing I would like to say is that please do contact us. Contact me via Gerda, as Melanie mentioned it, because you see, as you can see, I couldn't even remember my own email address. So start sending those messages and it will be my pleasure, and I'm sure our pleasure, to reply to you.
And to everybody, have a great rest of your day and stay tuned for another episode coming next week.
Yes. See you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.